Welcome in, everybody, to the PGR Lite Series here on Monday nights. We have an extremely large field coming out here tonight for a big payout and trying to race their way into Thursday's Intimidator Series race. Joining me in the booth is Matthew Baker. You have any thoughts on this race, Baker?
Oh man, really excited. Thoughts on the series though. I really didn't think we were going to get 44 trucks out here. Really excited to see how this action all unfolds out here. And speaking of action unfolding, Austin Green, no surprise here. He's going to be sitting on the pole. Let's go through that starting grid right now. Austin Green going to be starting P1 on the field. Wyatt Gray, another great driver out here, looking like he's probably going to be running solo. He's in P2. Mark Math makes his money racing return. Wants to take his shot at this little, not little guy series. I'm used to John Ward, but PGR Lite Series title. In third, Stephen Miles for Nightmare eSports in fourth, Kenny Real fifth, Dalton Steele for R&R in sixth, Richard Elliott seventh, Christopher Melton, another R&R driver lining up behind his teammate in eighth, Brian Hennings in ninth, and Jared Haynes running out your top 10.
It'll be Munatsi Major starting in 11th, David Flanagan for the Jack Shack in 12th. Sean Corbett for Hyper will be 13th, Raymond Hanneman in 14th, Christopher Carter 15th, Chris Walker for the Jack Shack as well will be 16th, Freddie Bazinez 17th, Joshua McCullough 18th, David Sheets in 19th, and Ron Morris Jr. for McCullough Motorsports will be 20th.
Brock Westmoreland for PGR Esports, look for him to start making his way to the front pretty early. Ambrose Knievel, good to see him make a return. Racing with us here at PGR for Blind Squirrel Racing in 22nd. Ryan Borboom, a new name, in 23rd. 24th, Mark Vondell from McCullough Motorsports. Michael Triscaro, series owner, in 25th. Sean Hilkowitz, 26th. Wesley Lynch, another new name, in 27th. James Wagner, owner of R&R. Really love watching his races on Wednesdays and Sundays. Go out and check them out on PGR Esports as well. In 28th, 29th, Michael Menchaca and Chase Mistretta rounding out your top 30.
Then it'll be Heath Job starting P31 tonight for Hyper Motorsports, Teresa Spiker 32nd, Greg Spiker 33rd, Jeff Scott 34th, Justin Hewlings in 35th, Jeremy Osborne for Blind Squirrel Racing, in 36th. 37th will be Tony Cox, Jonathan Herbert in 38th, Dawson Wise in 39th, Logan Latham in 40th, Joey Galati in 41st, Edward Fiedler in 42nd, Tucker McClendon in 43rd, and Tyler Vickery will start 44th.
Really excited for this field to roll off here. Got a lot of people in the chat already. We got 25 watching now. Lisa out there saying hi all. Danny Barnes saying, let's freaking go. Knock, knock, knock. Let us in. Really excited to put the series on for you, Barnes. I know you want to get out here and race. My mom says hi. Make sure you guys are, if you're watching, new time watcher, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're looking to get to that 500 subscribers so we can get some more content out there. We're going to start putting out the highlight videos like I talked about, and just some more hype videos to prepare us for this PGR 500 coming up in February.
Good to hear that. I'm with you, Baker. I'm shocked at how large this field is tonight. I knew it was going to be a popular decision bringing out, a light series, whatever, kind of the guys that don't win as much, maybe have a better chance at winning, and they have come out to play on this Monday night. It is a stacked field, but only 40 laps. It's going to be a very, very quick, very action-packed event, and I can't wait for it to begin.
Really excited. Fuel is looking at 55%, so you're looking around that 18 to 19 lap range, so you really can't go with the one stop unless you're ultra saving. I don't think you're going to be able to do so. Everyone up front here is going to be pushing the pace early. This truck update that we had a couple months ago really makes it haul the mail. We'll see what the update brings tomorrow. Probably test out the trucks again sometime later this week. Actually, we are on Thursday night for the regular Super Speedways Intimidator series, and all those ineligible lists, guys, they are jealous right now. I had a bunch of them in the Light Series chat saying, I'll run under another name. I think Maliko Rayo wanted to get in the server, but I don't think he was able to join. Pace car is going to take that hard left turn, and we're going to take this Light Series to the green flag.
Their pace car is in. Austin Green and Wyatt Gray are going to lead them to the green flag right here. We're racing here in Daytona. Coming out of 4 right here, we already saw him trying to do a little bit of 3 wide action back there. It didn't materialize. It looks like everyone's kind of content to just sit where they are at the moment. Hopefully they can stay that way and not have, you know, all sorts of wrecks and everything happen. Austin Green and Wyatt Gray, they're kind of getting buried on the bottom right now. Stephen Miles for Nightmare Esports is taking the lead. It's kind of interesting to see that. I guess the top lane's rolling. Let me pull up our track temp for tonight. If it's a hot track, we will definitely be rolling the third lane, and the outside lane usually will prevail if that's the case. And sure enough, 97 degrees. That's not that hot, so it's kind of interesting to see this, Baker.
Yeah, you know, it's that middle ground. We tried to get the humidity right, to get the track temp right. Oh, man! Dalton Steele gets knocked all out of shape by his teammate Christopher Melton. Able to save it, though. But we're trying to see which lanes are going to prevail here with this track temp. I think it's a good middle ground. It's going to be about who can save the most temps there. Wyatt Gray giving a good push on the bottom to Stephen Miles for Nightmare Esports. With those R&R duo trying to wind it back up on that top side to get clear. I think Miles may hop up in front to give those temps back towards Wyatt Gray. He does not, though. There he goes, back up top, trying to block. Oh, split out 3 wide. Christopher Melton, he's a little bit offset of his teammate. Miles going to go all the way to the back. Austin Green below the yellow line. This guy's hung out in the sucker hole. Stephen Miles going towards the back.
Yeah, there. Oh, and we're wrecking right here. Look like Richard Elliott, Chris Walker. There's a few of them going around right here. The yellow flag will be out. Ron Morris, Richard Elliott, a few of them. Freddie Baznez, it looks like, might be involved as well. It's unfortunate to see that this early, you know. We got 40-lap race. It's a short race, but it's still kind of long, you know. You got to try and make it to the end. See if we can pull up a replay for y'all real quick, see what went wrong. So we're going into 3 here, and there were 3 wide since Stephen Miles got split by the Wagner duo. Let's see what happens here. I believe Chris Walker was the one that went around first. Oh no, Richard Elliott just went up the track into Raymond Hanneman right there, and Chris Walker had nowhere to go. It looks like Minati Major got into Chris Walker as well, turned him down. Sean Corbett barely gets clipped and gets sent up the racetrack. That's going to be a big hit into Richard Elliott. Stephen Miles.
Sounds like Richard Elliott. Sorry to cut you off. Richard Elliott sounded like his system froze up on him. So unfortunate for sure.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that. And then there's the massive stack up behind. Heath Job's spinning in the back. They blink out right there for a second. Mark Von Dell into the 46. That was a pretty big crash right there for, you know, I mean, it's a large field and it started up at the front, especially such an unfortunate thing to happen like that, where a system gets disconnected. You never want to see that. So let's see if we can go on board with him real quick, see what he saw as this happened. Oh, well, yeah, he just came up right in front of the racetrack. Nowhere to go for anybody in this wreck. Yeah, just nothing anyone could do right there. Looks like Brian Hennings was able to skate by for PGR Esports right there. Barely missing what happened to Richard Elliott. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say really other than just this unfortunate lap 4 of this race, and we're already wadding them up this big. That was quite the accident right there.
Yeah, unfortunate for sure. Richard Elliott, one of the better drivers out here as well. Great pusher, but just unfortunate. Sometimes this is how it is with this video game, you know. We love to call it a simulation, but sometimes it turns into a video game just like this, and it's unfortunate for the back half of this field. Rob Morris Jr. looks like he does a great job avoiding there, splitting the middle, splitting the gap, getting to the bottom side, and avoiding that. A couple other trucks with big near misses, but really, really stacked up the field towards the back.
Yeah, we're watching Ron Morris now work his way through this wreck, and yeah, they start wrecking from him. Oh yeah, really good job missing Chris Walker and Richard Elliott and a few others right there. It's a great job. Sean Corbett, excuse me, Ron Morris. Unfortunately, Sean Corbett was involved right there and took a big hit to the outside wall. We'll take you back live here real quick, see what's going on. Looked like we had pit stops, assuming everyone's coming in for fuel, trying to top off, get whatever they can, max out this fuel tank as long as they can. I'm not entirely sure on what the length of a tank is tonight. It's 55% fuel. this could very well turn into a fuel race soon enough. If we get another wreck, I'd say probably 10, 15 laps from now. It's going to be an interesting strategy race.
Yeah, I think it makes it pretty simple now. It's going to be a one stop. I think it's going to be a tough one stop, but you can make it work for sure. So I think it makes it simple, makes it a split strategy. Hopefully, we don't have any instances like that. Everyone was keeping it clean, keeping it green. Just unfortunate yet again.
Yeah, we still got Wyatt Gray and Austin Green right here. It's just reverse of how we started this race. They're just on different lanes right now. Then we got the Wagner team brothers right there of Dalton Steele and Christopher Melton. Kenny Reel back there as well. It's showing him in 5th place. Looks like he's dropping back. Someone's dropping back. It must be a lap car. Yeah, there's lots of guys. That's what's so interesting about this to me, Baker, is how these are the guys that you don't normally see up front. Like, sure, there's guys in here that are great drivers and run with us all the time and are up front. It's just they haven't gotten the credentials, PGR winner or 3-time podium finisher. Like, this is so fascinating to me, just seeing how these guys can race up front. Because if we're honest, a lot of them don't really have the experience at the front of the field. And seeing how they're learning, actively learning, and trying to figure it out is a fascinating thing to see.
Yeah, it is. And the one thing is, hold on one second. I gotta handle some race control things. I'll be right back on.
Yeah, Matthew Baker is our race control tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. He does a great job at that. Very appreciative of him doing both the broadcast and that with me tonight.
All right, I'm back. What were we talking about? I forgot.
Just how interesting it is that the drivers that don't normally run up front, and they're up here trying to learn and experience how to run up front. The Malik Rays, the Cody Nagels of the world, how they do it.
Yeah, for sure. And there's still some front runners that trickled the way in here. I consider Brock Westmoreland. Wyatt Gray is definitely one who doesn't run as much. Stephen Miles, another front runner that's probably a good third pusher's pace car coming out of 4. But 2 cars that I'm looking at that had a little bit of an issue in the beginning getting hooked up, but they've been impressing me in this R&R series, and that is Dalton Steele and Christopher Melton, the teammates at R&R. I'm looking for one of them to go to victory lane as the green flag's going to come out. Good even start top and bottom. Austin Green, great start on the top, but there's really no organization on the top.
Not at all. It looks like Jared Haynes from Jack Shack's going to hop up, be the 3rd in line behind Christopher Melton, try and help Austin Green get a shove back to the lead. Wyatt Gray's going to clear Austin Green. We'll see if he wants to hop up right here. Probably not. He's going to try and still pull that bottom, because if he jumps up now, he's going to fall back into the clutches of Dalton Steele, who right now is doing a great job of keeping him up front. That's really good to see. We're kind of single filed out back at the moment. I don't know if they're trying to fuel save. Mark Math at the back was trying to make a move. We're still just double file right now. Maybe everyone sees that lap 4 crash, and even though it wasn't any driver's direct fault per se, they don't want to be involved in another one.
Yeah, just 2 by 2. Try and get to that pit stop. That's something that I always.
Oh, Dalton Steele's going to go around. He saved it. Great save by him. Back up the track, Chase Mastretta almost got into what looked like Mike Davenport, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're kind of spread out. We're spreading out right now. Austin Green's controlling the lanes in front of Chris Melton and Wyatt Gray. He's doing a good job of that, but once again, the outside lane doesn't have any momentum, even though they have cars closer together. They should have more energy, and it's just 3 cars on the bottom cleared. Stephen Miles is going to hop up. I'm not sure if he's working with Austin Green in this race or not, but he's going to hop up and lead the outside line and see what he can make happen right here.
Austin Green looking like he's with the McCullough Motorsports boys, so he's kind of on his own right now, but going to do a great job. He always races well on his own. Stephen Miles, he is clear to the bottom if he wants it. These trucks very unstable right now. I'm noticing that the 3rd truck in line, if they're pushing heavy, it gets that 2nd car. They just lose air in the spoiler, and it gives that the back end gets real light, and that's what you saw there from Dalton Steele. Unfortunate, just talking about how great he was running there to get pushed towards the back.
We saw a big wiggle out of Austin Green right there when he got connected to Stephen Miles. It's very, very good to see that he didn't lose it. That would have been another massive crash right here at the front of the field. Dalton Steele, if we can check on him real quick. It looks like he's probably recovered decently well. We're going to check back here. Yeah, he's single file. He's at the back of this lead pack. There's kind of 2 packs. There's a smaller pack at the back right now. He's probably just going to sit here and ride. He had his time up front. He knows what he's doing. He's someone that has experience at the front of the racetrack. And he's probably just going to sit here, ride, save a little bit of fuel if he can, and pit with his guys when that time comes.
Big, long single file line out back. As I say that, they start jockeying for position. But I would just, my mentality going into these races, either if I'm in the front 2 rows, I'm going to stay there. If I'm not, I'm going to the back of the biggest pack. and I'm going to try and ride and save fuel till I'm in that time to go for the pit stops. The track position is going to matter, but saving your truck's going to matter more. And that's the thing with point racing is you got to approach it a little different. And you understand this from RMR, and I do. So does Garrett. It's about finishing the race first. And if you want to win the money at the end of the season, you got to have good, consistent finishes because wins are hard to come by.
That is absolutely true. You have to pace yourself in a way, and that's kind of different with these trucks, because the trucks are extremely aggressive. You can slam draft with these things. You can shove someone 20 miles an hour faster than you, just rear end them, and you're going to make a move. Brock Westmoreland almost gets in a wire gray right there. They say it. Brock's looking kind of sketchy right now, and that's nothing against him. It's just every time it looks like he approaches the 54 of Wyatt Gray, it starts kind of messing with his truck a little bit. I don't know if that's an aero imbalance or just the fact of how sensitive the steering is on these trucks. As we see Richard Elliott going a lap down, presumably still has a good bit of damage from that accident that took him out on lap 4. But Stephen Miles is going to be clear of Austin Green again as the outside line tries to materialize themselves once again.
Bottom line still led by Stephen Miles. Austin Green going to get a good side draft outside, 3 wide. There goes Kenny Real to the point, giving a big push on the outside. Who is that? Is that Jared Haynes? I think it is. Jared Haynes getting a big push from Kenny Real on the top side. 4 trucks now, only 2 in the middle. That's going to give clearance to the front 2 on the bottom lane. Oh, I take that back. Big move. Jared Haynes down in front of Austin Green. He's going to give a good shove. Great racing here. This is showing me that the temperature's right and these trucks are hot.
Oh yeah, it's really good to see a third line develop with the trucks. That's kind of a hard thing to come by these days, but we got Kenny Reel and David Flanagan. I assume Kenny Reel's working with the Jack Shack tonight. That was a group of 3 teammates and Freddie Baznez in the 8 Hershey's truck behind him. Look how loose everyone is into turn 3. These trucks are sketchy tonight, and the track isn't even that hot. That's what's kind of strange about this, but I guess, we haven't really run the trucks in a while in a big field like this especially. Jared Haynes is going to get clear for the lead right here. He's probably going to drop down in front of Steve Miles. As he does, Kenny Reel has a chance. He's getting wiggly. Big wreck out back. Ambrose Knievel. Gonna go check on that for you real quick. That was looked like a very big hit into the wall. Joey Galati slams in at the last second. Everyone else trying to miss right here. Let's see if we can pull that up for y'all real quick. So we're double file. Doesn't look like anything too crazy's going on here. Let's see if we can get a chopper cam of this. So Ambrose Knievel, he's down there on the bottom of that bright green truck, his teammate Jeremy Osborne. Let's see what happens to him right here. Jonathan Herbert looks like tried to follow his teammate Heath Job down and just absolutely wiped out Ambrose Knievel. I guess just a case of tunnel vision right there. A big hit for Knievel. He's going to go up in the air almost on his side. Tucker McClendon's going to be involved right here as well. Mark Math's going to get a hit. James Wagner barely skates by, it appears. Mark Math is up in the air. He's almost going over. See if we check him out real quick. He's going to keep spinning the car. Looks like he's probably going to get away with not that much damage for Mark Math. Maybe a little bit of wheel damage, if anything. Once again, just that at least that wasn't a big crash, but you still hate to see these guys taken out this early.
Yeah, I definitely do. This is a hard strategy call if you're trying to go for that halfway leader here at the 20 coming to 21. Bonuses tonight, you've got your halfway coming 20 to coming 21. You've got the most laps led $10 that we mentioned before. So I don't know if you stay out here, try and just get that entry fee back that you already put in, or you come down, you top off on fuel, you make your last stop a little bit quicker. But you'll see here from the leader here, if Haynes comes to pit, I think everyone's going to come down.
You would think so. At the end of the day, it's like, do you want your entry back or do you want to go for something greater and then, risk not getting that? It's a very confusing thing. Like you said, it's an interesting strategy. As we go back live here, let's see if everyone's coming into pit. It looks like everyone's coming in, as we expected.
Yeah, everyone coming in. Someone staying out trying to get his lap back. That's about it.
I got you. Yeah, we see Jared Haynes in the pit box right now. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we don't keep wrecking them up right here. I know, like we said, it's a large field and everything. Dawson Wise stayed out, it appears. He's going to try and go for that money, it looks like. Good for him. As he's in a Jack Shack truck tonight. He's running with them. in this race. They got a lot of cars in this race. Look for them to really form themselves together and make something happen.
Yeah, definitely. While we're sitting around here, let's see if we can pull maybe one of those old Jack Shackers up here. Dawson looks like he's deafened, so let's pull in Kenny Real. He's having a good run so far.
Sounds good.
If I can move.
Kenny Real, it's Landon in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you've had a good run going on right now. That Vanderbilt truck looks really good out there on the track. You had a chance at the lead. How's your race going for you so far? What are your thoughts?
It's going good as long as we stay out of the wrecks. I think the race will be fine. But other than that, just keep it clean, and I think we'll be here at the end.
Yeah, and Kenny, just talk to me through what your approach is to this halfway point. You trying to get yourself in a position to try and get your entry fee back, or are you just trying to survive, keep the truck under you, get the good points, move on to the next week?
Really just trying to survive. I mean, if we're in position to get the halfway money, then we'll do it. But if not, we'll just keep the car clean till the end and hopefully cash at the end. But as of right now, it's just keeping the car under us and keeping it clean.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, Kenny. Hopefully we see you here in Victory Lane, or at least in a podium spot, and bringing home some cash.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
That was Kenny Real for everybody. He's got a pretty conservative strategy. Kenny Real, he's got a good balance racing with him, as all of us have numerous times. He's got a good balance between his patience and his aggressiveness. He always seems to find his way to the front. He doesn't run a lot of these because he's usually race controlling for us, but when he does get in the truck or the car, whatever vehicle it is that night, he's a threat.
Yeah, 100% a threat. Another one that takes I wouldn't say a conservative approach. He's just a clean racer. It's Austin Green, who is running with McCullough Motorsports, but he's going to have an alliance here with Jack Shet to try and stay up front. He's going to have an alliance with any car around him. Another guy that doesn't run much in PGR because he broadcasts all of our races, and it's nice to flip the roles and see him out here because he's definitely one of the better drivers in the field, runs a lot of the eNASCAR College Series races. I get to spot for him in some of those, a lot of fun. But what's even more fun is I am drinking some of these Busch Heavies while watching this race, and that is my plan every Monday night. Have a couple drinks, watch some cars go around in circles, and broadcast it with you, and I'm excited to do it all season.
That is the spirit. I mean, after all, the PGR Lite logo is based off the old Bud Light logo. We got to get in that spirit, don't we? But Dawson Wise and Austin Green, the two microphone boys, as the Jack Shack calls them, they're going to be leading the field right here. So we'll see what the guys who are normally up in the booth announcing, saying all these names, how they can go out here and race everybody right here. Austin Green's going to have a push from Kenny Real, and then Dawson Wise is going to have one from Stephen Miles. Even though Dawson's not running with his actual team Nightmare tonight, Stephen is one of the best pushers there is, and I'm sure he's going to have no issues whatsoever pushing Dawson to the lead right here and try and keep him out front.
Yeah, definitely going to try and keep him out front. R&R going to try and line their boys back up. Christopher Melton, the closest one. Pace car is going to pull off here. He's sitting in 8th. Green flag back in the air. Big jump on the bottom side for Dawson Weiss. I would expect him to maybe hop up in front of Austin Green. If not, maybe stay tucked behind Steven, but there's just no help behind with Jared Haynes to the back bumper of Stephen Miles. Once he gets there, I think the bottom's going to start to roll, but kind of a flop from the last restart. Top is very organized, but as we come out of 2 here, both lines going to get 3 pushers at once.
Yeah, they are. It's almost like Dawson got too good of a jump right there on the start, because Stephen Miles, it looked like, wasn't really expecting it. He got to his bumper, but it wasn't soon enough as the top was so organized, and that paid off for them because Austin Green is now leading the bottom lane. He managed to get down. Now we got Kenny Real being pushed by Wyatt Gray to try and see if he can push him to the lead right here. Kind of single file, a little bit of jockeying out back, not much going on. Everyone's kind of realizing, I guess, if you're kind of back there, you probably don't really have a chance to get up here and compete for the stage win here. So they're just going to sit back, try and save a little bit of fuel, take less on their next pit stop, and try and advance some track position.
Kenny Real, he is on the high side here. Get a big push. Mark Vondell out there complaining in the chat. About to go back and see what happened to him. I didn't see any incident on chat.
See what went on to him right there. Oh yeah, there was a crash in the back and no caution came out. Let's see if we can replay that very quick and then take it back live. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see it because of the amount of cars in this race tonight. They all kind of blinked out when that happened. But we saw Mark Vondel and what appeared to be Sean Corbett involved in an accident right there. Mark Vondel's got some decent front end damage right there. Looks like his right front's kind of sticking out right there, but he's probably going to stay out until the stage and see what he can get repaired under yellow. We're going to take it back up front. Chris Melton's taking the lead on the outside line with a push from Jared Haynes. We got 3 wide kind of starting in the back, and that did not last long at all because they filed back in. Chris Melton clears in front of Kenny Reel, and he's your new leader of the race.
Sorry, dealing with the cars towards the back. I didn't get a wreck notification there, but it looked like Jeff Scott split the middle, got into Mark Vondel, and then down into Sean Corbett. Unfortunate.
Well, hopefully they get a chance to repair as much as they can when presumably his yellow flag comes out in a couple laps right here. Chris Melton's getting a wild push from Kenny Reel on the bottom. Kenny Reel's probably going to take it outside right here, and he is. He's going to get another push from Jared Haynes trying to get him back in the lead. We got some 3 wide kind of forming again in the back. I'm not sure if it's going to last this time or they just filed back in. Kenny Reel is going to launch to the lead with a push from Jared Haynes as Chris Melton's getting real tight on the door of Jared Haynes. Almost got turned by Wyatt Gray. Freddie Bazin is not going to be the lead pusher on the outside. See what he can do and try and get this stage money.
Going for the stage money. Jared Haynes looks like he's going to get it. Freddie Baznaz looks top of 3 wide. He's going to get hung out, go towards the back, but Jared Haynes going to get that halfway mark. Great job by him with the move. Just looked like Kenny Reel made the move to the bottom too quick, and that top lane was able to get the run. Freddie Baznaz tried to go to the outside. Didn't get anything to happen, though. Christopher Melton, he is clear on the bottom side to come up if he wants to. 2 wide coming out of 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, Kenny Reel still hanging in there. It's unfortunate to see that for Freddie Baznez. He is one of the most underrated guys out here. He doesn't really have teammates. He's not affiliated with any sort of team other than him running with Ethan Eckert when he does. But that kid's 13 years old, I believe, and is one of the most mature guys out here and one of the best drivers out here there is. He's in contention to win a PGR race every single week. So seeing him in this Lite Series, he's definitely one to watch out for in these coming weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Mark Vondel and Sean Corbett look like they are going to be the next trucks to possibly go lap down. Unfortunately, I didn't see the wreck happen towards the back. I would have thrown the caution. Had I seen it, it just I didn't get any indication on my screen. I usually get wrecking notifications. Teresa Speicher, she's going to fall off the pace of the 2 in front. She will be the first one to go lap down. Oh, Jared Haynes, he is clear. Brock Westmoreland cooking on temps. He's barking in his ear. Chase Mastretta giving a big push. 2 wide. Through 3 and 4 here.
And let me tell you from experience about Chase Mastretta, that man will push you until you cannot physically be pushed anymore. He is going to get Brock Westmoreland to clear here. If he doesn't, that's going to be a shock. Look at the whole field and both lines just wiggling, kind of roller coaster, like just following each other down. Everyone's just kind of wiggling right now. I wonder if the tires are getting to them, because most likely they only took fuel on that last stop. We got 3 wide in the back with 5 and what appeared to be... not sure, honestly, who that was. Maybe Ron Morris. Westmoreland just fell back. I don't know what just happened right there. Probably the 3 wide killing some of the momentum on the outside lane right there. Kenny Reel's going to be clear, but most likely I would expect him to either stay behind his teammate Jared Haynes or hop up when they get there so they can continue to control the lanes.
It's a lap car. They're going to put Teresa Speicher a lap down. Mark Vondel, Sean Corbett looking to be the next ones to be put 1 lap down. Blinker in the top lane, that is Chase Mastretta. Almost 3 trucks clear on the bottom. Really wiggly out of shape there. Chase Mastretta cooking on the temps here.
That blinking from Mastretta is also going to kill any momentum the outside line had left, because when you blink out, it's like your car isn't there, right? So it senses that there's nobody behind you and you're not getting that draft and everything. We're going to have almost 4 trucks clear here, and they're all kind of content to just sit here and ride the bottoms. We're splitting Chris Walker, Sean Corbett, Mark Vondel. Yeah, Wyatt Gray didn't want to. He wanted to go somewhere. He's like, I'll jump up there if no one else is going to. See if he can get a push from Brock Westmoreland right here.
Bottom side really prevailing here. I've seen a lot of people towards the back station field. Here comes some pit stops. Kenny Reel coming down to pit road here.
Jared Haynes Dalton Steele, I believe. Chris Melton, another one. We got one in the wall back there. That's going to be David Flanagan. Might be okay with no damage. So we see them come in right here. That's at least a group of 3 teammates right there trying to come in and pit. I'm not sure if Chris Walker pit with them. Jared Haynes overshoots his box right there. Let's take it back to the front. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like everyone's going to try and get themselves organized to presumably come in and pit this next time. This is still a very large pack though, but if that other pack gets formed up well enough to where they can keep their momentum, keep their speed up, there might
man, we
be
got
able to
people
pull away.
calling pitting from the outside here. This is going to be kind of wild.
Oh yeah, it's always fun when that happens. Here, let's see what they're doing. Looks like that Chase Mastretta is going to get hooked, and he's going to go up and over barely. He's going to save it. Potentially the yellow flag is out for Chase Mastretta. It looked like getting spun right there. See if we can pull up what happened to him right there. Take it up to a chopper view for y'all real quick. So we're pitting from the outside, and Baker called it immediately. Anytime someone says they're pitting from the outside, it's never going to end up good because someone's going to get turned, there's going to be a miscommunication somewhere. And it looks like Chase Mastretta tried to come down, and there's contact between the 48, which I believe is Sean Hilkowitz, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, into Brian Hennings, and that is going to shoot Hennings into Chase Mastretta. Heath Joe barely gets by. Looks like the 33 truck right there. Can't say who this is. We got a lot of new names out here tonight. Sorry for the mispronunciations and some of these new guys out here. I'm not entirely sure of their paint schemes and everything. But overall, we kind of got away with one right there, Baker. Only one truck, like Sean Corbett's down there going through the grass. He missed it, and Chase Mastretta's just got a little bit of nose damage, a little bit of rear damage, and he should be fine.
Yeah, it's more of a makeup call for me to throw the caution there because of the missed call with Mark Vondell. So tried to get it back there. Thought it was going to be more with how Chase was turned in front of the field. Had to throw the caution there no matter what. But unfortunate for sure.
Yeah, it was a good save by Chase though. The truck almost went up and over. Thankfully, it did not. Looked like there's contact right there with Freddie Bazinez as well. Looks like he's going to have a great save. He's going to might get a black flag for that. He hit the cone, but look at him drifting it into pit road right here. He's locking it up. He's still sideways and just now gets it back under control. What a job by Freddie Bazinez. Oh, he's still drifting it. Wow, what a show by Freddie Bazinez he just put on for us right there. But yeah, you pit from the second lane, you better expect a crash to come next because it always does, 100% of the time, because the communication just isn't there, and the coordination isn't there either. So we got away with one for sure. It's just very good to see that Chase didn't get hit and no other trucks were involved in what should have been probably a way larger accident. I assume Baker's having to deal with the race control duties right now, and that's all good. We've got Wyatt Gray, Christopher Melton, Kenny Reel, Dalton Steele, and Michael Triscaro. Probably one of the shocks to y'all out there who is in the series. That's the owner of PGR and everything, and he's running the Lite Series? Well, yes, he is. He's someone that should have won PGR numerous times, and just luck has not been on his side. But Michael Triscaro's out here. He's in 5th place right now. If he wins this race, I want to say that that's obviously going to lock him into Thursday's race, but it's going to put him in a very good points position as well.
Yeah, sorry, was dealing with some race control things. Just unfortunate with the way that worked out. I knew it was coming as soon as I said it. I knew there was going to be issues because Josh McCullough said he was going to try and stay out there, but he was like 3rd or 2nd in line on the bottom, and you knew it wasn't going to work out.
It never does. It just never does. And those of us like you and me, Baker, it's happened to us where we've gotten pitting from the outside on numerous occasions where someone just says, I got to pit from the outside. But it's kind
like
of
my teammate, Jeff Merck.
Yeah, and that was to me specifically. So, yeah, we definitely have that experience. But, yeah, it's all good. There's times it's just you don't really have a choice. You have to make something happen. What are you going to do if you have less than a lap of fuel left? You just stay out. You're going to run out of fuel, and then you're completely screwed. So it's just up to everyone else and a little bit of give and take, you know? Like, sometimes you just gotta let that person in. If you hear someone on the backstretch saying, I'm gonna be pitting from the outside, well, kind of have the courtesy to just let them come in. Now, I get that it's harder when we have like a full outside line. It's not just like 1, 2, or 3 trucks out there. But you gotta kind of just, like I said, the give and take. You just let them in, because if you don't, you yourself could very well be involved in the crash.
Yeah. Sorry, this one of the new guys is trying to get his penalty cleared for passing the pace car, and he cannot do that.
Well, you'll have that sometimes. Someone new to PGR, not entirely familiar with our rules and everything, but that's okay. We've got, as I said earlier, we got Wyatt Gray, Chris Melton as the leaders at this moment. There's a pair of teammates up in the top lane. Chris Melton has his teammate Dalton Steele behind him. Those 2 Wagner welding trucks. Really cool looking trucks right there, green and white. That's a really good combo. We got Kenny Reel on the bottom of the Vanderbilt truck, followed by Michael Triscaro, Jared Haynes, Dawson Wise, David Flanagan, Austin Green, and Joshua McCullough is your top 10. As we're going to be coming back to green with 12 to go right here. This race is kind of flying by. It's been a lot cleaner, honestly, than I think anyone really expected. We've had a couple wrecks, yeah, and that one right there was a very small one. 3 cautions in a 40-lap race. That's probably not good, but they haven't been too egregious. We haven't had the sport ender yet, thankfully, which I think is something that a few of us expected going into this.
Yeah, it's the pace car going to pull off here as we're going to come to 12 laps to go in the race. Can't believe it that we are already this close to the end of the race. Wyatt Gray been out front, green flag in the air, going to get a big push from Kenny Reel. Kenny Reel made clear to the top as well. Those R&R teammates line back up outside. Michael Triscaro, he is third in line on the bottom. I don't think the bottom's really the place to be in this truck once it gets towards the end, but right now it is, because now you're going to see Michael Triscaro get cleared all the way up to the top if he'll take it. Oh, barely doesn't get it though. Looks like it's going to go back to the R&R boys. He does though.
He tried. What a try by Michael Triscaro. They said no, sir. Now they're going to split him, but now it's just the 2 Wagner welding teammates out there, Chris Melton and Dalton Steele, by themselves. Austin Green comes to Michael Triscaro's aid, and honestly, it's going to end up working out for Triscaro. So what a move by Michael right there. He's going to be leading the outside line right now with a push from Austin Green, as we said. He's going to be up to the quarter panel of Wyatt Gray. It appears to be, and hopefully he can go here and compete, get his first win in the newly formed PGR Lite Series. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty sweet in the PGR Lite paint. That paint looking really good. I'm a little more biased to it because I did make that paint. If you're looking for a paint, shout out. I'll make one for you, and it'll look just that good. Oh, Michael Triscaro, he's going to go 3-1. Oh, Wyatt Gray gets almost turned to line. Kenny Reel, he's going to be the one who, oh my God, I cannot believe that just happened. The top just completely rolled around. Austin Green with a push out of hell on the top side. He's going to get both of them clear. I think Austin Green may take it up to the top here. Doesn't look like it. There he goes upstairs. Michael Triscaro leading the bottom. Jared Haynes giving the push to Austin Green there on the top side.
Kenny Reel tried the exact same move out of turn 2 that Triscaro did, except nobody wanted to go with him, and they sent him to the back. Now Austin Green did his favors, paid his dues to Michael Triscaro, say, I'll push you to the lead, but now I'm going to try and take that lead from you. He's getting that push from Jared Haynes, but it is a set of 3 teammates behind Austin Green. Do not be surprised to see him get split out by the 3 Jack Shack cars right there of Jared Haynes, David Flanagan, Kenny Reel. We got a big move up to the top. Not exactly sure who that was. Ron Morris making that move up to the top side. He sees what's going on. He sees that the top line just keeps filing guys down to the bottom, down to the bottom, down to the bottom. Where else is there to be? If you're kind of buried on the bottom, you got to make something happen and move up to the top line. We're wrecking up front. We got a big one, Michael Triscaro. Jared Haynes looks like everyone's going to try and get away from it. Michael Triscaro's involved. We got a big one right there. Josh McCullough's up in the air, and it was bound to happen at some point, Baker.
Bound to happen at some point. I'm going to take a look back here at the replay.
We're still wrecking right here.
Oh, man. Looks like it was all netcode, honestly.
Pull that up real quick for everyone to see. And back it up right here because this is starting a little bit late.
Yeah.
Bring it up to a chopper. Well, we saw it in the live shot. That looked like it was going to be an enormous crash, and it looked like everyone kind of sort of had it saved for a second, but until they didn't. And it looked like Jared Haynes was the first one to get sideways here as well. Watch what happened to him. Bakersfield's net code right there. David Flanagan's going to get offset push, and it's just massive net code between David Flanagan and Michael Triscaro. There was nothing anyone could do about that. Brock Westmoreland absolutely rear ends Kenny Reel, and then the chain reaction just continues. Ron Morrison to Brock Westmoreland. Josh McCullough kind of skates away. Mark Matt's going to get a little bit tagged right there. And he's going to get up in the air right there, and then Josh McCullough is going to get clipped by Triscaro coming back down the racetrack, and he's going to take a little bit of an airborne ride right there. Well, yeah, it's netcode always seems to be such an issue at Daytona. No matter if it's during the day, during the night, what vehicle we're running, it's always such an issue for some reason. It's really sad to see that because there's just nothing anyone can do about that.
Yeah, nothing anyone can do about it. Unfortunate for some of the top runners here. But Michael Triscaro, yet again, doesn't matter what series it's in, the luck is just following him. Unbelievable.
He cannot catch a break. He absolutely cannot catch a break. So Heath Job in the back, looks like Ambrose Kniebel's going to get involved once again right there into another accident. Heath Job with a fairly clean truck. He's probably going to be able to continue in this event. Back it up again. I want to see what happened to Sean Hilkowitz. Again, correct me if I'm saying that name wrong. Please say something about it to me after the race or at some point on how to pronounce that correctly. Let's pull up what happened to him because he got wrecked even after the fact right here. As Michael Triscaro is going to come back up the racetrack after the crash, he's going to overreact and nose himself into the wall. He had to have some sort of steering damage right there. And then he just insult to injury right there as Triscaro barely squeaks by him. And yep, there we go. We had big one number 2 on the night right there. 3. I've lost count at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like three cautions here so far. Two not the fault of any. One definitely was, but actually no, we're on 4 now. Two being at fault and 2 not.
Yeah. Well, so far, now we're kind of getting into the realm of what we expected coming into this, where it's all a bunch of guys. I mean, we got 44 guys out here on this racetrack in a 40-lap race. There's more drivers than there are laps in the race. Of course, there's going to be some crazy sort of racing and everyone trying to vie their way up to the front and everything. We see Michael Triscaro right now coming back out of pit road. He's got a fairly clean truck. It looks like he's going to be all good to try and go back out there these last 6-7 laps of this race and see if he can make his way back to the front.
And I wouldn't say too clean though. It looks like it's kind of skewed out to the left. Still got a little bit of steering issues. The left front splitter still kind of dragging, but no body damage. Looks like the boys went to work on the car pretty heavily. But as we're gonna take the one to go here, Austin Green, he's gonna select the high side and swap spots here with Wyatt Gray. Wyatt Gray going to be pushing Dawson Weiss. Jared Haynes going to be pushing Austin Green. Jared Haynes with a great run so far up here. And I've said this about Jared Haynes. I think he is one of the most consistent drivers that we have out here. He may not be up there leading laps, but he is there, 3rd in line, 4th in line, towards the front all the time, inside the top 10, trying to just pounce. Another one, Ron Morris Jr., he won the Little Dog Big Dog Series. That was one of the best races I was able to call. And he's looking to make a statement here and be a Light Series champion.
Don't look now, but we've still got that group of be honest with you, I don't know what the team name is officially called. I'm just going to call them the Wagner boys. We got James Wagner 2 rows behind the teammates of his that have been up here this entire race, Chris Melton and Dalton Steele. If they can get organized, and because all 3 of those guys, they're pretty solid. They're kind of new to money racing as far as I'm aware, and they've done pretty good so far in their debuts. I know Chris Melton has a couple podiums at PGR. He just came right in off the rip getting podiums, and it took some of us quite a few months to do that. So good for him. He's out here trying to make something happen with his teammates here. Look for them to try and kind of align themselves together, see if they can probably end up taking it 3rd line and try and force their way up to the front.
Yeah, and hopefully get the temps heated up. You got about 6 laps to do so. We'll be taking the green flag. It'll be a 6-lap shootout. So the pace car is going to pull off here, and we'll see what happens. Austin Green doing a great job up front, like we said, one of the better drivers in the field, and pace car is off here as we're coming to take the green flag.
Wyatt Gray, Austin Green, followed by Dawson Wise and Jared Haynes for the Jack Shack. What a launch by Austin Green up on the top. Looks like he'll probably be able to be clear of Wyatt Gray barely if he wants to take it, but it looks like he doesn't. Dawson Wise is going to go up and completely ditch Wyatt Gray on the bottom, line up the Jack Shack teammates of Haynes and Wise. Ron Morris, who was just in a wreck a little while ago, he's up here in the fourth lane, or excuse me, fourth on the top. Gonna have a big run. It appears as that run kind of just dies out all of a sudden. That's interesting. Yeah, we're wrecking in the back. Joey Galati, Jeremy Osborne, Sean Hilkowitz. Here we are again. Another big wreck. That time we didn't even make it a lap.
Looks like Joey Galati just slammed on the brakes. Saw someone get down on the apron with the check up there.
See if we can go to Joey Galati real quick. Pull up a chopper view so everyone can see everything. So we take it to slow-mo. There was a massive checkup. Something happened between David Sheets and James Wagner. Mastretta checks up pretty good for it. Miles does as well. Bazinez is going to hit him, but it's in the back right there. That's... I need to check on who that is real quick. Someone gets in the back of Joey Galati right there, down into Brian Hennings. He's going to come back up the racetrack and destroy Jeremy Osborne. Tony Cox, it looks like he's going to get a piece of this as well. As maybe not. He's going to barely get by Joey Galati right there. Wow, that was super close. Yeah, just a big stack up going right. We got Mark Von Dell coming in. He's going to T-bone Joey Galati on the right side. Teresa Spiker is going to be involved. And yeah, just a big stack up gone wrong. It looks like that was just a case of everyone trying to get up to the top lane. They know how valuable that is for them to be up there. And everyone's just trying to rush themselves up there and everything. And when that happens, it's going to cause checkups. It's going to cause problems. And that's exactly what we had happen here.
Yeah, unfortunate on the stack up there. And we're going to have a green-white checkered. Natural green-white checkered, it looks like. Not going to count towards the race. So going to be a barn burner for sure. Who can push the most and who can get that third lane going. You see R&R. They are lined up now. They've got Chris Melton, Dalton Steele, and James Wagner all near each other.
Taking one more look at this wreck right here. I'm trying to see what happened to really the top line more than anything, because the stack up was on the bottom, and it looked like, you know, someone came back up the track and everything. Maybe it was just a reaction to that, someone thinking they were about to be involved in a crash. But it looked more like Galati just... There is a checkup. It looks like Greg Spiker almost hit the brake pedal when he saw them checking up on the bottom. Yep. And then it was just the checkup behind. Nothing Joey Galati could have done right there, or anyone else for that matter. It's just a case of someone not necessarily overreacting to something in front of them, but they see something, they think they're about to get wrecked. Well, obviously they don't want to be involved in it, so they're going to slow down. But the result of that is everyone in the back reacting to it and then becoming involved in the crash. Unfortunate to see that, but like you said, we're going to be coming to a natural green-white checkered here. Green-white checkers, as they are always the most fun things you can have, especially in a super speedway race. Chris Melton and Dalton Steele, or excuse me, everyone blink back in right there. Austin Green and Wyatt Gray, the two that have really dominated this race so far, still up here leading. It's like it's been every restart that's been these two leading the lanes right here. Let's see if they can continue this, as it looks like we're going to have Jared Haynes behind Austin Green. Tyler Vickery for Team PGR will be pushing Wyatt Gray, and then Dawson Wise behind Jared Haynes. So I think Austin, honestly, as bad as the bottom lane has been right here so far, he's probably going to have a good surge because of those teammates behind him, and he's going to be, obviously, the control car. He's going to get a launch and everything, but it just depends on how soon the top line can get themselves organized enough to power forward.
Yeah, you know, this restart, I'm looking for Jack Shack to maybe split out 3 wide, but, you know, it worked on the opening lap whenever people were lane changing for momentum. It's just, I don't think it's going to really happen again. I think people are racing for points here. People are racing for these payouts. I mean, these payouts are pretty ludicrous for it being a $15 entry. You're looking at tonight 150 to first, 125 to second, 100 to third, 75 to fourth, 50 to fifth, and 42 to sixth. I mean, just for $15, you can't beat it. And all of that extra money going towards the championship at the end as well. The championship payouts projected, if we were to have 30 trucks a night average, looks like it'll be around $400 to the champion, 200 to the runner-up, and 120 for third place. So just really, really big payouts for such a small entry fee.
And you really do like to see that. These people have come out here, and I know I kind of harped on it earlier, but it's just so cool to see what is supposed to be a development series in a way for our Thursday races on PGR. They've come out and they've proven that they want to come out here. They want to prove that they belong to be there on Thursdays. They want to be one of the top dogs and be right up there with those guys every week, every race. And there's a few guys in here, like especially like Austin Green, Wyatt Gray. I mean, we know Austin's good. He's normally in the booth. Wyatt Gray, I don't think I've seen him in a money race since the SummerSlam. But even in that, he won, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he won one of the recruitment races in that, got his entry in, and he was someone that you just always had to watch out there. He had his little Ty Gibbs paint scheme on. You always knew to watch out for that thing because he was going to the front. And he's proven it right here, right now. Now, it's a little bit different from what I was saying from earlier. Since Austin Green picked the top lane, he is trusting Tyler Vickery to get him out front so he can then drop to the bottom. Hopefully, this might be a good strategy, because if that's the case, Vickery's probably not going to clear the second car on the bottom. Wyatt Gray will jump up, but then he's going to have the Jack Shack combo behind him. We're going to give him a crazy push to try and surge him forward. Well, pace car is about to come off. There's a natural green-white checkered that we are about to have right here. The first race of PGR Lite. They're rolling into the restart zone, and Austin Green's going to take off a big, big surge from the top lane, but they're not exactly organized. Austin's clear if he wants to take it. Doesn't look like he does. Wyatt Gray's going to still be on the bottom being pushed by Jared Haynes and Dawson Wise. And there's a couple damaged trucks back there in the back, and it looks like we're all jockeying for position in the back. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if we get another little accident right here, but it's because everyone's trying to go up there to the front. Austin Green, that picking the outside lane did not work out for him. Wyatt Gray is clear. Jared Haynes is almost clear, but now he's getting a push from Tyler Vickery in that Full Sail University truck. It's going to be very, very tight coming into turn 3. Who's going to have the lead right here, Baker?
3 wide towards the back, about 8 rows towards the back, trying to make it work, trying to get some momentum going. Looks like the R&R trucks really just stuck towards the bottom side. They're not going to be able to clear up. Jared Haynes, he's going to look to the outside. Wyatt Gray can't get the block. Austin Green giving the push here on the outside. He's going to give the push to the white flag. Jared Haynes leads. Who's going to lead at the next lap?
We're going to end it right here, right now. Freddie Baznez is up top, getting squeezed into the wall by Tucker McClendon, trying to make something happen, but he's all alone out there. Jared Haynes and Austin Green are clear. Looks like it's probably going to be a dogfight unless a third lane develops. Austin Green's trying to take it. He's trying to take it. He can't get there. Ron Morris, they're checking up a little in the back. Tyler Vickery's going to hit Austin Green. He's still clear. Wyatt Gray is kind of screwed down there. He doesn't have any help. Tyler Vickery's clear. Now we got to see who's Tyler Vickery going to go with. Most likely, in all likelihood, he's going to be the one that decides who wins this race. Austin Green still sticking with him. Vickery to the bottom. Ron Morris is going to get spun barely. Vickery says no to Austin Green. Ron Morris is going to spin to the back. Big hit, Dawson Wise. Jared Haynes, but it's Austin Green has the help on the outside. We're flying in the back. Austin Green with a push from Wyatt Gray is going to win the first ever PGR Lite Series race here at Daytona. What a finish that was. That was so exciting. I'm sure he's probably sitting here. He's got a lot of race control stuff to go over right there. I can only imagine what he's got to be dealing with at this point in time. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened right there. That was a very, very large crash right there on the last lap. As this is not wanting to cooperate, give me 1 second. But what a win for Austin Green. He went out there, he won that. He kind of had a feeling, he's like, I wanted to race this race and everything. He's normally up in the booth. Well, sure enough, he went out there and he won that thing. Good for him. We're going to back this up for you all real quick. Take a look at that last lap crash. And see what happened for Austin Green to go up there and end up winning this race. Unfortunately, we have to do it this way, the slow way, since the replay function isn't exactly one to work. So we got right here. They're checking up so much on the top. Like Ron Morris, Chase Mastretta, there's just really not much that can be done at this point in time. So let's back up to Ron Morris right here. If we can. There we go. Let's go to Chase Mastretta. So we got a checkup happening and everything because Vickery goes down and, well, it looks like Mastretta's...
Looks like he gets a tap from the back from Tucker McClendon. It puts him out of line to Rob Morris Jr. and then the chaos just ensues there.
And it's the last lap of a race at Daytona. What a move by Wyatt Gray to go up to the top lane right there. He turned that thing dead right, and then, yeah, Chase Mastretta into the back of Ron Morris right there. And Dawson Wise is going to take a right hook to the face in turn 4. Big hit right there into the wall. He's going to go up into the air. Chase Mastretta, he's in the catch fence even. Ron Morris is going to hit David Sheets, Brian Hennings. We got just about everybody in the field in this crash right here. Brian Hennings, he's going to take flight. So is David Sheets. They're both flying in the air right there. What a crazy shot that is to see them as they're going to come back to their wheels right there. That's good. At least they didn't end up on their roofs. Back this up one more time for y'all to get a better view. See if we can get a little camera action right here. This should definitely be a cool shot for y'all to see this wreck unfolding right here. You hear it in the background, and then it's just calamity. All the smoke, trucks in the fence flying around, nowhere, nothing anyone could do right there. Now let's go back. Let's see how Austin Green won this race. He did what looked like a really cool move, and he is lucky that he had the help with him of Wyatt Gray. Because Jared Haynes, it looked like, was poised to just win that race, especially after Tyler Vickery just kind of bumped and run Austin Green out of the way on that. But he's going to go up. Wyatt Gray's going to have the momentum and barely missed getting hit by Dawson Wise going into the fence. Jared Haynes is going to door Austin a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was just the help that Austin Green needed, and he's going to win that race right there for everybody.
Yeah, just a great finish. I mean, Austin Green made the move he needed to. Vickery looks like he came up the track about half a lane to try and line up with Haynes as Austin Green's going down for the side drive, just kind of meet in the middle. But, we talked about him all night. Between Austin Green and Wyatt Gray, they led, let's see how many laps they led. They led 22 laps out of the 40 here tonight. Austin Green's going to take home the most laps led bonus as well with 14 laps led. So great payday for him, and he's locked into the championship.
Yeah, that's what a great race for Austin Green. Someone that, like we say, he doesn't race that often, but he's been trying to get back into it recently. You might have seen his name in some R&R races and everything, because usually, like we said, he's the one broadcasting these races for us. But let's take you through the results right here. Austin Green, like we just said, he went out there, he won that tonight. What a run for him. What a point made for him, because he went out there, like we said, he dominated. He just dominated that race along with Wyatt Gray, who finishes P2 tonight. Jared Haynes for the Jack Shack will finish 4th. Dalton Steele in 4th. Tyler Vickery for PGR will finish 5th. Chris Melton will be 6th. James Wagner will be 7th. Michael Triscaro, he rallied his way back up to 8th place after that wreck with, was about 8 to go or something around that unfortunate netcode wreck, or else he would have been a contender to win this thing. Wesley Lynch will finish 9th, and Stephen Miles for Nightmare Esports will finish 10th.
11th, Kenny Reel had a great run going, got kind of hung out towards that latter half whenever he was put in the middle 3 wide and never really could recover. Heath Job for Hyper Motorsports in 12th, Christopher Carter's 13th, Tony Cox 14th, Joshua McCullough in 15th, Greg Spiker for VRX in 16th, Brian Squirrels Racing, BAR Racing, Sean Corbett in 17th, Mark Vondell in 18th for McCullough Motorsports, Christopher Walker for the Shack in 19th, and Chase Mastretta rounding out your top 20.
David Sheets making a little bit of a return to money racing for McCullough Motorsports, finishes 21st tonight. Sean Hilkowitz he was in a few wrecks right there in that race. A kind of disappointing run for him, but hopefully he'll be back next week. He'll come home 22nd tonight. Freddie Bazineau's 23rd. Him getting hung out halfway through that race did not do him any favors, because this was a sprint, not a marathon. And once you get hung out, you gotta pull a miracle to get back up there. Brian Hennings finishes 24th with PGR. Tucker McClendon for PBG, the Probably Banned Group, finishes 25th. Justin Hewlings 26th. Brock Westmoreland for Team PGR 27th. Dawson Wise for Nightmare / the Jack Shack finishes 28th tonight. 29th will be Ron Morris Jr. for McCullough Motorsports. He was in a position to get a top 5 finish right there. Unfortunate to see him get that poor of a finish out of that. Michael Menchaca will finish 30th. Logan Latham 31st. Teresa Spiker 32nd. Ryan Borboom 33rd. Ambrose Knable 34th. Joey Galati 35th. David Flanagan for the Jack Shack 36th. Mark Math 37th. Edward Fiedler in 38th. 39th place, Jeremy Osborne for Blind Squirrel. Raymond Hanneman 40th. Jonathan Herbert for Hyper in 41st, Richard Elliott 42nd, Jeff Scott 43rd, and Munatsi Major rounds out the field in 44th. Give us just 1 second. We're going to see if we can pull in our top 3 for interviews right here, and we'll be back with you.
place finisher for the Jack Shack. It's Jared Haynes driving the number 7 or the 007. A little bit of golden eye out here, taking home the 3rd place finish. Doing really well out there. Jared, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Take us through the race. You were up front. Your name was brought up a lot. You guys hung out people 3 wide. Really shuffling in the trucks. Not something you see much of in the truck with the new update. Talk me through the race and what your mindset was going in.
So coming in, typically I like to stay in the back, but here as of late, I've been getting wrecked every race. So came in with a little bit different of a scheme, trying to stay up front. Started, I think, 6th tonight or 9th, something like that. So yeah, plan was just stay up front, try to keep as many of my teammates up there as I could. And in these trucks, it's just so hard to form up a 3rd line and get any passes done. So if you don't split, you're not going to pass anybody. So that's where the splitting came in. Yeah, fun race.
Great finish for you. Those last couple of restarts, what was your mindset going in? Was it just push the car in front of you, or is it try and take every opportunity you could to try and lead that line?
Yeah, man. When it comes to the end of these things, I feel like anytime that I try to plan something, everything goes to hell. Tonight I was just stay on the bumper of whoever until I get a chance to either clear up or he clears up. So.
Well, I mean, it was a good plan to not really have a plan and just push the car in front of you and make the moves to secure yourself a good money paying position and good points paying position. Not having that win doesn't lock you in, but a 3rd place finish is a good way to get off on the right foot. Anyone you like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, Jack Shack, they're an awesome group of guys. Just all the camaraderie and the coaching that goes on the channel is awesome. Y'all for the broadcast, my family for letting me do this and always watching, and everybody that watches from my stream, appreciate y'all. And yeah, y'all for the broadcast and Mike for putting these things on. It's always a fun time.
We appreciate you for coming out and racing with us. I know we'll see you next week. Hopefully we get to talk to you again. Thanks for talking to us, Jared.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys.
That was your 3rd place finisher, Jared Haynes. Now we'll move on to our 2nd place finisher, and that is Wyatt Gray. Landon stands by with him.
Wyatt Gray is Landon and Baker in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, that was a very impressive run for you. Like I was saying during the race, it's like I'm pretty sure I hadn't seen you since the SummerSlam, and you came back out here, hadn't missed a beat. You and Austin Green dominated this race. How did that race go from your perspective?
It was honestly pretty smooth up there. I mean, most of the wrecks happen out back, so I was just able to keep the track position. That green flag pit stop, though, might have been the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me. Like, that yellow came out the split second I got down pit road, which cycled me to the lead there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that domination was quite impressive, and now you're sitting in a very good points position. Hopefully you'll keep running the Lite Series with us and for these next 7 weeks after this race. Yeah, just an absolutely dominating run right there. Is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
Not tonight.
All right, 10-4. Well, everyone, that is Wyatt Gray, your 2nd place finisher tonight. After this, we'll have Matthew Baker with your winner, Austin Green.
Hey, Austin, it is Landon and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy, my guy?
What's up?
Well, you come out here, you secure your spot in the Lite Championship. The Little Guy Series you ran well in, and the new iteration of it over here at PGR for the PGR Lite Series. Take me through the race. What did you think of it? What do you think of the format? I know you're going to be a little more excited than the people that are finishing 10th and below, but just talk to me through the race and what your mindset was going through it.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird because I'm really excited. I mean, it's obviously a PGR win, but it was just it was a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, it seemed like kind of the first half to 3/4 of the race. It's just, I don't really know how else to explain it, I guess, to the people watching, but it's just different with the way people push. You got a lot of guys that you don't usually see. And not to say that these guys aren't plenty talented, it's just guys that you don't normally see. So there's a lot of new drivers, and I started to kind of figure out about halfway, 3/4 through that anybody that kept trying to make a move to the top kept getting split. So I kind of kept that for later. There was a point where I got behind Mike, and I was thinking about just pushing him all the way to the finish. But I got a little too hot on temps, so I decided, I should probably make another move. Then we had a couple cautions, and then me and Jared duked it out to the end. That was fun. I was trying to stay conservative. It always gets tempting on the last lap to just start bobbing and weaving left and right to try to get below or above a guy, but I figured if I did that, I'd just cost myself momentum. So I went up, he blocked, I said, okay, that's fine, I'll just push. I was going to go back down, but Vickery got there and he'd been pushing. I didn't want to try to wreck the field, so I just went back up, and we got a big push off of 4. And that's all Wyatt on that, and got to the finish first. I'm pretty pumped about it. I think that's got to count as a PGR win, right?
We're not going to count it as a PGR win, but we'll count it as a half win for you. Get another win, maybe we'll count it as a full PGR win. But you go out, you win the championship. It's going to be a little bit more sweet than winning a PGR race on Thursday. Great race all around. Who'd you like to thank or shout out?
Got a shout out to McCullough Motorsports. For those guys let me run with them tonight. Shout out to everybody coming out. I mean, this series was obviously a good success right out of the gate. You got to thank. What is I think the new hybrid team name? What is it this year? The Hyper Shack. I heard they sponsor. Yep, I heard them. James Wagner Welding. Everybody that helped make this series possible. Putting up a lot of money for these guys. I'm looking forward to just racing the next few weeks. Obviously, thank you to you guys, Baker for race control, and in the booth, Landon. I know you're new at it, but I'm sure you did good. It looks like you guys had a lot of viewers, so appreciate you for doing the broadcast. Again, thanks to Wyatt for that big push on the last lap. Don't want to forget him. That would not have been a win without that push. And I think that's it. Thanks to Mike for everything he does, and for everybody watching, PGR 500. Circle that on the calendar.
Definitely Austin Green putting the plugs out there. First place finish for him. He's got free entries through the entire season now with that win, so we'll see him out here next week and the weeks following after that to try and rack up some more money and make it more of a points battle for the top 8 instead of winning you're in. Thanks for talking to us, Austin.
Yep, thanks, fellas.
And again, that was Austin Green, your winner. Well, tonight, Landon, it was a barn burner. We had 4 cautions, almost 5 cautions. Had a green-white checkered, even though it was a natural green-white checkered. Everything you can ask for. Green flag pit stops, wrecks on green flag pit stops, a great turnout, 44 trucks. What are your final thoughts?
Honestly, I am very impressed with how that race went. Yes, we had 5 cautions, but that is honestly better than I'm sure a lot of people expected. The racing was good up front. There was a lot of calculated, smart moves being done by the guys that normally don't race up front, and that's very impressive. It shows their capability, and if they can get there, out of the way of the super teams and everything that block their path to the front, they can do it, and they showed out tonight, especially Austin Green and Wyatt Gray. What a job. I cannot harp on that enough. They just went out there, dominated this race tonight. Austin Green with the win. Congrats to him. Wyatt Gray coming back to money racing again. He just went out there, and like I told him in his interview, showed that he still had it. That was a fun race. Definitely a fun one to broadcast with you, Baker. Can't wait till next Monday now to continue with this broadcasting this series with all these guys right here, and so it's kind of refreshing to see new names at the front. Just that I think is the biggest takeaway from this. This puts a spotlight on the guys that aren't normally there. They go out here, they win a race. It's like Austin right there. He's like, does this count as a PGR? He wants it to count as a PGR win so bad, but unfortunately can't really do that. But like you said, maybe we'll give him a half of one. But it was a great race, and appreciate everyone coming out here tonight to watch this Lite Series race, the debut of this series. Very fun to watch. Hope y'all had fun watching it. And that's all we got here tonight. Hope y'all have a very good evening, and tune in next week for race number 2 of the PGR Lite Series.